Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today is just going to be kind of just a chatty get ready with me. I'm just going to update you on some things that I've been working on, just just kind of chit chat. So I'm just going to be using some makeup from my makeup collection. So first of all, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jessica and I love to do a lot of dollar store and Dollar Tree oriented makeup and shopping content, as well as, chatty get ready with me's and empties videos, all that kind of thing. So if that sounds good to you, you're definitely in the right place. Of course, if you're returning, thank you so much for coming on back. So yeah, we're gonna be chatting a lot today, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. So I'm gonna start with my eyebrows, of course, and I'm using, this is a recent Dollar Tree haul item. This is my LA Colors brow pencil, and this is in dark blonde. I'm really liking this color, by the way. I also have it, of course, in medium brown. I've used it in dark brown, and with the, with my hair being more blonde-ish, this seems to be about the best shade, especially when I'm going to be lightening my hair a little bit more here in a while. Obviously, it kind of needs done. This will be even better. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to go to work, so I figured I would put on my makeup and chat with you all. I'm actually going to be stopping at Dollar Tree as well on my way in, hopefully get some more walkthrough footage, kind of see what they have. It's been quite a few days since I've gone. Don't have any real plans on buying anything, but you know how that goes. And I'm going to be cleaning up my eyebrows with this Revolution Conceal and Fix in Light Sand. It's like a pot concealer, and it's kind of been my go-to lately for under my eyebrows since I ran out of my L'Oreal Infallible full coverage concealer, and I have not repurchased it because I have some stuff that needs to be used. So I'm trying to kind of use what I got. That is like my favorite though for under my eyebrows, but this does a really great job as well. So I shared in a Get Ready With Me, I guess a couple months ago, about like a project that I've been doing. And that project is I am working on it's when I say it, it sounds so stupid. Not so much to like people in the performing world that I know, but like when I feel like I'm telling it to people that, people that are not in the performing world, I always feel like, oh, this just sounds so stupid. But I'm putting together, trying to become kind of a Lady Gaga impersonator. I've always been told I kind of favor her. We're both Italian, so we're naturally going to have some features that are similar, Anyways, of course I sing and all that kind of thing. This is, of course, if you're new to my channel. But yeah, so I'm replicating the Super Bowl costume, and that's a journey I'm going to be telling you about for sure. But yeah, I'm just putting together this act. Now, of course, it has since morphed, and I've got some other ideas, and some stuff I can't quite talk about yet. But so yes, I'm replicating the Super Bowl costume, and I'm of course making this thing from scratch. I can sew. I mean, I'm not like a super duper professional, but I can do quite a bit, And I'm going to be putting on this e.l.f. Eyeshadow primer. I'm kind of trying to use it up, taking the stopper out and everything, so I want to use it before it dries up. So that's been a journey. I bought some fabric online. I paid really actually very good money for some fabric that I thought was going to be perfect. It looked perfect. But when I got it home, I actually started making the costume. Actually, I made like 2 or 3 mock-ups. And basically what a mock-up is you get some other fabric and you make the costume, and you kind of learn from any mistakes you made, before you cut into your actual fabric. So I did that a couple times. I messed up on the shoulders, has these big exaggerated shoulders. And the first one I made them pointy. I didn't realize they were rounded. And then I needed a little bit more room in my arms, so I learned that you bring the armhole up to do that. And then I needed a little more space in the torso and all this kind of stuff. So I made a couple versions of it and had it all set. I'm going to be going into the Riviera palette today for my eyeshadow. I'm going to try to use up from that declutter. I have this here, which really needs to be done and like thrown away. So I think I'm going to do kind of a purplish look. Yeah, I'm going to do a purplish look today. But the first thing I'm going to do is go all over my lid with this white shade here. It's called Sails. So, I start making it on the actual fabric, and it happens really quick, because basically what I did was I used a pattern, but when I had the costume all done, kind of the mock costume all done, I dismantled it and used that as my pattern. So I didn't need to use the paper pattern anymore. So, it went really quick. It was a really quick process transferring what I had done to the new fabric. The only thing is the fabric I bought had literally no stretch in it. And really the fabric that I did the mock-up costume in didn't really have any stretch in it either. It was just a much thinner fabric. So I ended up, it should have fit perfect in theory, but it had no wiggle room. It had none, like, at all. So I ended up having, the zipper was crooked because I had to pull it in here and pull it in there, and the costume had no give, and it was bunching in weird places, so I abandoned the fabric. It's a hard decision because, like I said, I paid a good amount of money for this like fabric from the internet. And so I was in Joann's one day and I found this fabric, not quite what the fabric looks like, but close enough, you know, to get the point across. It was a really pretty like silvery kind of fabric. And then I also needed some like black, kind of like, I don't even know, like a sparkly kind of net like type of fabric. So between that and 2 yards of the silver fabric, it cost me like 30 bucks. And this fabric had stretch in it. So needless to say, I made another one. The fabric was perfect. It cost, you know, really not very expensive at all. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. And so I put the zipper in, just tweaked it a little bit once I, you know, got done putting it together, and it fits like a glove. Lady Gaga herself could not wear this costume. It wouldn't fit her the same it fits me. Although we're about, I know we're the same height. I think she's 5'3", I'm 5'3" or 5'2". We're very close in height. And I think we're actually similar. Well, you know, and her weight kind of fluctuates. Sometimes we're a little bit closer in weight. Sometimes she's probably a little thinner than I am. But yeah, anyway, so I got it fit perfectly. And I think if you saw on my Instagram, I have started rhinestoning it. I have like a hot fix tool, which like I had never really rhinestoned up till this project with any success. I always used to try to glue them and stuff. And I bought a hot fix tool and hot fix rhinestones, and basically, if you're not familiar, it's like you buy special rhinestones that have kind of glue already on the back, and then this little tool, you push it down and it activates, kind of melts the glue, so you don't have to do all of that. So, and the rhinestones I got are really big. They're like the biggest size you can get, and it's taken a lot of them, but I'm really making progress. I pretty much have the whole front done. I just need to, I started on the back, and the sleeves only have a little bit more to go. And I wait with the tool while I'm like playing games on my phone. So it's coming along. I have a wig ordered, a lace front wig with dark roots. There may be times I use my own hair, like if I'm doing like a walk around or something, but I did want to also have a wig. So now I'm gonna go into the purple. So it is coming. I buy a lot of my wigs and hair pieces on, I mean, you can buy them on Amazon, but eBay has been where I've gotten them for years. And so I just found a nice wig on eBay, and I'm supposed to be able to heat style it. And I don't think it's human hair, but it can be heat styled. So I'm super excited to receive that. It might need a little bit of a haircut. I don't know. We'll just have to kind of see when I get it. I'm not afraid to do things to a wig. I'm not liking this. That's okay. We're gonna keep going. So I'm waiting on that. I got boots off of Poshmark that are amazing. Here's the thing. So I'm making this replica of the Super Bowl costume. And I started out with good intentions, as we always do. And you know, things happen. So when it's all said and done, it's not gonna be like an exact replica, but people are gonna know what it is. And it is pretty awesome. So my boots are these like stiletto, they're like knee-high stiletto, like silver rhinestoney boots. And they are so pretty. And they really go nice with the costume. Now, they don't exactly match the costume. To do that, and I'm gonna try, I hate to ruin these boots, but I did buy them for a specific purpose, so I have to be open. They've got like tiny, tiny little rhinestones glued onto them. And I'm gonna try to maybe try an area and take some of them off and try to put the big rhinestones that I purchased on there and see how well they stick. Because I would like to try to get the boots to match the outfit the best I can. And the best way to do that is adding the same like rhinestones. I don't know if they're gonna like successfully stick on the material, but I am gonna try. And I kind of tossed around. At first I wasn't gonna do anything to the boots, and now I'm kind of like, I'm gonna definitely try. So that's kind of where I'm at with the boots, but they are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna add some of this pink shade here, called the shade Bahamas, and just kind of, I don't know, richen this up a bit. I'm gonna add some of the brown as well. So if I ever did it in a performance, I'm kind of thinking, of course I'm starting with, you know, I'm not trying to choreograph all the songs at the same time. I'm kind of just focusing on Poker Face and Bad Romance. And I think Bad Romance, when I do it live, I'm gonna shorten the song just a bit, because it is a lot, you know what I mean? It's a pretty long song. And so I have this version, I can edit music and stuff on my computer. I've actually done quite a bit of that in my time, you know, doing auditions and stuff. A lot of times you would only need like 30 seconds of a song, but I would like to cut a song down. That way I can do like the beginning and then go into whatever part I want to go into. So I have a lot of experience like editing down music and stuff. But the choreography is coming along. Of course, the chorus, I'm copying the exact choreography, and the verses are a little harder. Plus, I'm also banking on the fact that I'll probably have backup dancers when I do this so they can do some of the harder stuff. But I'm kind of taking inspiration for the verses from what I've seen like her do at the Super Bowl and stuff like that. It's not exact, like the verse stuff is not, like the verse choreography is not exact, but it, you know, it's gonna get the point across, you know. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Palm right here and just kind of smoke this out, deepen it up a bit. So you guys know that I kind of accidentally got into doing like a Barbra Streisand tribute. Now granted, I have to do a whole lot more work on Barbara. My look is really good, but like, and I can sing the songs great, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, more research that I need to do, and just getting her sound down a little bit more and her mannerisms a little bit more and that kind of thing. But I have a project that I'm thinking of that I don't really want to disclose yet. It's just it's an idea, you know, ideas are just ideas, especially in the performing world, you know. So I have a really interesting idea that at some point, hopefully I will share with you all about how those things go together, or a potential idea project that I have involving those, you know, involving my Lady Gaga tribute and my Barbara tribute. But I am also working on another project that I also can't really talk about quite yet. But when I do tell you, it will make sense, especially if you've been with my channel for some time. And that is actually something that's kind of taken precedent in my time at the moment. So I'm switching gears. I'm kind of putting one thing down. I'm kind of doing the thing you shouldn't do, and that's like a couple things at once. But I'm refocusing my energy on something else just for the time being. And like I said, I can't wait to... This is the L'Oreal, no, the LA Colors Biggie Lash Tubing Mascara. This is from, I think, Family Dollar, I believe. I think you can also find it at Dollar General as well. And my eyes are by no means done. You know how I do. So I never ever formally, I don't think, thanked you all for such a nice response to, I guess about a month ago. If you're a newer Dollar Diva to my channel, then you may have missed this, but I do have an Instagram. I usually have it up at the beginning of the video, but it's just Jessica the Dollar Diva. So if you have an Instagram, definitely go follow me over there. I'm gonna use the Ioni Lash Glue and liner, and I've got thoughts about this. I'm not gonna share them in this video. I know I shared them when I did my last Get Ready With Me, or last testing new Dollar Tree makeup, but I've got more thoughts. So like I said, I'm not gonna share them today. So like I said, if you're new, I shared some footage of me singing in a show that I'm just a fill-in. It's not my full-time job, but I fill in like once a week or so to give my friend a break, because, you know, vocally she sings in like 10 shows or 11 sometimes, and it's a lot. So I fill in, I get the pleasure of getting to do it and don't have to work 6 nights a week, you know? So I shared some footage on my Instagram of me singing I Will Always Love You. And actually the way that kind of went down is we film the show every night. I just never am happy with how the sound sounds on the DVD. You know, it comes through the feed and it's kind of dry. It just doesn't have any, you don't hear the audience reaction because their sound isn't recorded. I'm very always hesitant to get a DVD because I just never quite like the way I sound personally in one. So I've hesitated to put anything up. But my friend that I actually fill in for, she helps with the vocals, like with the guys and everything, you know. Really the female's only there to cover some of the it's a Motown show. And so of course there's anywhere from 3 to 5 guys, just depending on, you know, how many we have, you know, and they do all the Temptations and Four Tops and all that kind of stuff. My friend that's in the show, had to be out in the audience to take notes, so I went and stood in for her so she could be out there watching the guys and, you know, just kind of seeing where they're at vocally and parts wise, you know, vocal part wise. So she got some footage of all of us because she knows it's, you know, she's been there, she knows the DVD is a little tough, you know. So I was really happy with the video, you know. I mean, you know, do I ever think a vocal performance I do is perfect? Absolutely not. But overall, I felt it was good enough to share. At least I felt comfortable enough to share. Of course, you know, I'm that kind of person, but I always think before I post, because like I would never want to go viral as someone that botched up and ruined a Whitney Houston song, you know what I mean? But no, I need to thank you all for being so sweet and so supportive. You know, like I said, I'm sure not everybody thought it was great. Just like I don't think it's something to write home about, but you all were just so supportive and complimentary and it got some nice likes and so I just appreciate you all for taking the time to go over to my Instagram. And I've been, and of course, a lot of people have been asking, saying, I want to hear you sing, And it's not really my style to like sit here and do it in a video. It's just not like, I don't know. I am actually very, very shy, and I'm not like one of those showy people that's just gonna like sing for people, you know what I mean? If you're wondering what I just did with my lashes, I take this clear glue, and I don't always do it, but I'll kind of run it after I get my lashes on. I'll kind of run it between my fake lashes and my real lashes and kind of stick them together. It kind of helps give like an extra layer of like onness, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna see if this is even still feasible to use. Barely. So this is gonna be it today. I'm digging out the bottom, and I'm just gonna put a bunch of it on my table. It's so clumpy. So this is gonna be it today. I'm gonna be getting rid of this product today. It's gonna be in my empties. But other than that, it's just so pretty. Like, look at how pretty it is. I'm gonna really have to buy another one. I haven't been to like Ulta in like forever, you guys. Actually, I went to Sephora earlier in the week because we were at the mall, and I am excited literally about no makeup these days. Like, other than like Dollar Tree stuff that I've bought, I really haven't bought anything because nothing by Too Faced is ringing my bell. It just all looks the same. The latest Urban Decay palette is another snooze fest for me. I don't know. There is not a palette out there. I'm sure some indie brands, I think I've seen some that have like duochromes and stuff in them, but it's just been a really good excuse to like not buy anything, to be honest. Have not been excited about any makeup releases lately. Just this year, period. See, that is just so pretty. And it's like a little hard to work with because it's just a little bit dried out, but it actually performs a whole lot better than the Stillas when they get dried out. This is done. This is going in my empties. So for foundation, I'm kind of doing this double color thing here again. I'm using these are both from Dollar Tree. This one here, this hard candy one, is from my friend Marina with Confessions of a Dollar Tree Addict. She sent me some friend mail last year. And so there's that. And then there's this one here that I recently found at Dollar Tree by Ardell. And it's a bit dark for my skin. So I've been kind of mixing them a bit because this one's a little bit light, especially right now. And yeah, so that is kind of what I'm doing and what I've been doing. And it's made like the perfect shade. This one, now when I hauled this and then tried it, the pump was broken. The pump works now. I don't know what happened, what changed, but something did. So yeah. In other news, and I did not wet my sponge, and I don't really feel like going to the bathroom to wet the sponge, so I'm just gonna use this brush here and kind of blend this out. So yeah, I did just want to thank you all, like personally, for being so sweet and so supportive of me in my sharing of me singing, because like I said, it's generally just not something that I do. Well, like I said in the post, when I posted it, it's hard to find video that the quality is decent and the sound is decent, and I did decent that day, and and it's just hard. It's just hard to get it, and then getting it up on the internet, and it's just, but y'all were actually y'all made me feel really good because, like I said, I'm not the most amazing singer in the world. I've got a very imperfect voice, even on my best day when my voice is healthy. Because, if you're new to my channel, I have vocal nodules, and I've always had them. I'm seeing Facebook posts that are coming in from like 10, 12 years ago. I had them when I was a teenager. I had them 12 years ago when I wasn't even singing for a living. I think I've always had them. I think, apparently Mariah Carey, I learned this, that she has vocal nodules. It's why she can do her whistle tones. But it also makes her voice kind of unpredictable. She's had some not great moments on stage. Now, some of it is just comparing her to the record. And of course, we all think she sounds great, but I know she does struggle. She needs a lot of rest. She has what we call a fragile voice. So she, you know, as great as she is, you know, she deals with it too. She's human. So anyway, and apparently she got hers. She always had hers, like as a kid. Sometimes you get them when you're just a child from crying when you're a baby. And it's just something that you're, you know, kind of not born with, but you've had for a long time. And they don't tell you that. It's like they don't want you to know that. They want you to think that it's all something that you did, something that's your fault. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's if a baby has colic or something like that, they're gonna get nodules, you know what I mean? So, you know, my voice, even when I'm having a good day and my nodules aren't really affecting me or don't seem to be affecting me, you know, I don't, you know, I'm very humbled by some of the talent that I'm around, and people will humble you. I mean, believe it or not, you know, I'm in a show with several people. I'm very rarely told I do a good job, but there are other people that get told they're phenomenal. So as good as you have felt that is, like that video, in comparison to other people that I work with, I don't always get told I do good. I have actually, I've had some days, you know, shows where I'm standing there and people will literally ignore me and go to the person standing right next to me saying, "You are phenomenal." And they'll look at me and they'll just shake my hand and nod at me. They won't even say I did a good job or a terrible job. Or so, you know, so it sometimes daily that can wear on you, although it don't matter. I mean, you know, my paycheck clears just the same, you know. So my camera stopped, so I don't know where it left off. But anyways, you know, sometimes the daily reactions or lack of, when I know people are capable of it because I see it with other people, it gets a little wearing, and it can, you know, it can really play on your psyche. So I haven't always felt, I haven't spent a lot of time this year feeling like I'm a good, solid singer. And actually a lot of my friends, you know, I know they think very highly of me, you know, and I'll get told, you know, you're one of the most underrated singers, you know, in this town that we live in, you know, where there's a lot of entertainers. And sometimes it bothers me because it's like I'm underrated. Like, so it's like, is that just a nice way of saying I'm not that great because people don't see me? It's almost like, what makes you great? Is it the fact that you know you're a good, solid singer, or the fact of how people react to you? You know, it's complicated. But what I've realized is it's better than being an overrated singer. I wouldn't want people to say, "Oh, that, you know, she's the most overrated singer," you know. So I mean, I'll take it, you know what I mean. So for bronzer, I'm going to be going into this. This is a Dollar Tree find from a while back. The Beauty Benefits Glow with the Flow bronzer. This is in deep tan. It's really dark. So I'm just going to go with a light hand, especially now where I'm not quite as tanned as I was a month ago. You know, and so working on these like projects outside of like my singing job. I mean, I love my singing job. I have so much fun, and you know, there's so much good about it. You know, and anything like, you know, I'm not good enough, that's all ego, and I really try to stay away from that type of stuff. It gets us because we're human sometimes, but I really do try to rise above it when it gets me. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm working on some different things, and I'm being creative, and I've got hope for what I can do in the future, you know, beyond what I'm doing now. And that was actually something, you know, of course YouTube is something that I foresee myself doing, and I always thought of it being something that I did, you know, that my entertainment career would go away and this would be what I do, and that still is very much gonna be it someday, I believe. You know, I'm not gonna perform forever, but I think I might be, you know, there's a chance I could be entering into a different way of performing or a different phase of my performing career. So for blush, I'm gonna use these Two Believe Beauty blushes, and I'm just gonna kind of mix them. This is in Rosy Glow, and this is in Fancy Plum. They're both a little shimmery, one's a little darker than the other. So we're just gonna kind of go in. You know, I said in some of my worst days with my voice, I had this, not a regret, because I really do not regret what I've done with my life. You know, I worked in magic for many, many years. And, you know, I sing a little bit, but, you know, I could have gone and pursued, you know, a singing job or have taken a singing job. But I got into magic, and, you know, it provided a really good living for me for a long time. But in some of my worst days, I've had that thought where I'm like, I've wasted my best vocal years in a magic show. And that would just be when I would be ultimately really down. And of course, you know, your friends trying to cheer you up, or your husband, they're going to say, no, your best singing days are ahead of you. And I'm seeing as to where that could be the truth. I really am. I haven't really, you know, this has been a process. Last year vocally was really hard on me. Really, it was a very not easy, you know what I mean? And I had to really adjust. And I feel like now I've adjusted. I've accepted. I do think I've healed a little bit. Speaking of adjusted, I'm going to use the Ardell Attitude Adjuster Shade Effects Drops as my highlighter. I used this in a recent Dollar Tree testing video, and it's really nice. Although, you know what? I feel like I should be using the other shade. I'll be right back. I feel like with this kind of color motif, I should be going with this. This is the Golden Sheen. Can't remember what the other shade was, but it's more of like a little bit more of like a champagne. So yeah, I'm feeling positive and hopeful. You know, I still, you know, it's been about 3 months since I quit the magic show, and if you're new to my channel, I was a magician's assistant for many years for the same magician. I've actually done it more years than I've actually worked for other magicians as well, but this particular magician I was with for a long time, and I have not regretted my decision, not one day. So that's always good when you do something, especially, you know, kind of outside your character, and it turned out to be the right decision. So I'm gonna just go in, this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 0, and I'm gonna go like in my waterline with this. So yeah, you know, and so it's just freed up my time and my energy to do other things that may or may not ever happen. But one thing I'm definitely excited to, as I go forward, just revealing things slowly and talking about things slowly. I'm not a big sharer, in that I keep things kind of close to my chest, probably to a detriment. Like me and my husband talk about how like we should share stuff more with people. I don't know why I do that. I'm just slow to reveal things I'm doing, mainly because I'm around a lot of people that honestly don't really ask me, to be honest. but even beyond that, I do keep things close to my chest. I don't know why. Like I said, probably to a detriment at times. Now for my inner corner, I'm going to go into this Stilla. This is the Opal Ice. I've had this for a while, and it's still kicking. I've got two very similar to each other. One's like lilac ice, I believe, and they're just so pretty, so iridescent. See that, how pretty that is? I'm surprised these have lasted as long as they have. I think I got them at like Marshall's or TJ Maxx as well, so they've really hung in there. So I have kind of a busy week ahead. I'm doing something this week that is kind of, I don't want to say it's outside my comfort zone, but it's something I haven't done in a while, and I never really thought I would do again. And I'm doing it in a way in which I've never quite done it before. And I wish I could say more right now as I sit here, but I can't. So, but when I can, I'm very excited to share it, because I think it's one of the more interesting things I think I've ever done. And honestly, it's a little bit of a full circle kind of a moment, because it's just kind of something from my past in a weird way. Yet it's not. Again, I know that literally tells you nothing. I have just talked a lot about nothing, but I guess I say all that to say to my viewers that have been with me for a while and have kind of been on this journey with me, I'm doing great. Just because I haven't been working as much this year, but I have had no shortage of things to do that I've been excited about. And yeah, you know, and I'm optimistic, but if none of it happened, it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? So that's a good place to be. That's a really good place to be. We're not always in that type of a position. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go into up on my brow bone with this Urban Decay Shadow in Sellout. This is almost done. I'm trying to kind of get rid of it, so I'm really focusing. I've been really kind of focusing on it lately. I'm just gonna put that up into my brow bone. Then I'll usually like take my finger and kind of do a little bit more too. Just trying to use things up, you know. And maybe at some point I'll start getting really excited about the makeup that's coming out and stuff at some point. But right now, I'm not feeling that way. I'm gonna go into my NARS contour kit, and I'm just gonna go into this light shade right here. Just kind of want to cut around my jaw really quick. I didn't use the dark shade, but felt like the bronzer was gonna be darker than anything in here anyway. So for my lips, I'm gonna just kind of keep it simple. I'm gonna use my Rimmel 1000 Kisses lip liner in Coffee Bean, and I haven't used this in a while. It's the AOA Studio Diamond Lip Gloss. This is in Glam. It's really pretty. So yes, I'm getting to just be in like a season of growth. You know what I mean? And I'm just blessed to be able to do that. If things were different in my life, I probably wouldn't be able to. So very thankful, you know, and we're coming up on the year anniversary of my husband's heart attack in a couple of weeks, and he's just doing so much better. And so everything is just, it's a much better year than last. Last year there were so many good things, and there were so many hard things as well. I have decorated for fall. I did it yesterday. So I waited till September. I never wait till September. I always break down in August. So I added earrings, and fun fact, you may have seen these before on my channel. I do wear them from time to time. They look like the 90s. They're like that dishroic. I don't know how you say it, but it's like the fused glass. I've literally had these since I was a kid. So like they are like the real deal in like their style, and I just love them. I've always loved them. Actually, this one here broke years ago, and it's like hot glue gunned because I just love them so much. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I'll have my Get Ready With Me playlist up here. That way, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch more videos like this. So I hope you enjoyed getting to catch up with me just a little bit. Like I said, there's so much that I want to say that I just can't yet, but that kind of catches you up so far. And like I said, when I can share, I definitely will. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.